All right. Happy New Year and welcome to the OpenMarch 0.0.5 update. Um, I ramble in these sometimes. I'm going to try to not do that because I don't want people to just not watch this. But I just really quickly want to address that this is. I know I did that tutorial video like recently, but this is my first like update video I've done. I just want to quickly like just address how grateful I am for the amazing and just resounding positive feedback that OpenMarch has gotten in the past like couple of weeks. We did our soft launch a few weeks ago, and it's just been like the Facebook post I made blew up. The Discord already has over 200 people in it. People are so excited to like see this thing happen. I get DMs from people like reporting bugs, telling me what they'd like. And so it just is incredible that this project just feels very alive. I it's a stark difference from like a year ago when I was just making these update videos and they only got like 10 views. They're only getting like 200 views now, which really isn't that much, but like it's more than 10. So I'm just glad that this project looks like it has a bright future. I'm going off of my own passion and drive right now, and hopefully I just don't burn out anytime soon. But with that, we're going to get right into what is new. A lot has changed in 0.0.5. Mostly a lot of polish for what you already had access to. But there's a lot of quality of life features that were like super important for us to get down before we did anything else. Like I know everyone and their mother literally sometimes is like complaining to me about the grids aren't right. Like you need a new different thing for your indoor field. You need like the audio integration, to be frank, sucks. All of those things will be fixed, just not this month, because those are the field thing actually won't be that hard. That's probably going to be the first thing I do this month. But the like audio integration, that's going to be like a project. Like it's going to be, I don't know what it's going to be, but it's going to be a project, and I don't want to half-ass it. So if it was bad last month, it's not any better this month. So you just kind of do what you can. Use the tutorial video that I have. Okay, first thing we're going to do though is not look at that. Hold on. Boink. I'm a professional YouTuber. This one. There we go. Oh my gosh. I think my mouse is dying. Okay. So first thing we're going to do is just create a new file. You'll notice there's a few more buttons on here now, but let's just create a few marchers and see what we're working with. So if you have been using 0.0.5a or b, I don't remember what I like necessarily named those. You've been using shapes for a while. And if you've been using 0.0.4, which is what the website recommends, you haven't used shapes at all. So the way you make a shape is you just go here, create line, or you can press L and just draw something and then press create shape. This apply coordinates button that you see this apply coordinate buttons that you see here, let me zoom in a bit. This apply coordinates button that you see only just makes the marcher snap to that position, which is shift enter. If you do enter, just normal enter, that's when you create a shape, and that's when you can click on it and edit it like so. Wow, very cool. I'm going to get rid of this so you're not looking at that. Okay, so shapes are pretty simple. I kind of went over them last week. There's a dope new UI on the left that is way cleaner than what I had before. You can click on this. You can have like a single curve, double curve, like that. You can add a bunch of segments to it to make like some more complicated shapes. So you have a single curve like this and then a line like that. That's not really distributed that well, but I should really talk to the guy who made this. That's me. But yeah, you can make these like kind of wonky, complicated shapes. But you might find that when you're like, okay, page 1 done, I'm going to add a new page. It's gone now. Like I can't, if I wanted it to go to a straight line or something, like I could do this, but like now it's a completely new shape and I'd have to be like, okay, well, where were the points here? So what you can do, if my undo works, there we go. What you can do is you can click on a shape and click, where is it? copy to next page. If you go to the next page, boom, it's there. Same thing with if we create like a bunch more pages. Let's do like 3 more. Let's say page 4 has this new shape that's like just a straight line. If we're on page 5, we can copy this. Where is it? Here it is. Copy to previous page, and then it copies. Don't ask me what happens if you try and copy a shape that already exists. I think I did this. Yeah, it fails. Yeah, if you try to like copy a shape and there's already marchers assigned to that shape, it's gonna just throw this. You can't see it because my head's in the way, but there's an error at the bottom here. Yeah, oh wait, maybe you can see it. Oh, that is awesome. So yeah, look, yeah, then that error shows up. Okay, cool. So that's the copy thing. That's pretty, I think that's a pretty significant change, honestly. Next thing you can do is, this is a pretty glaring omission. You can just delete the shape by clicking that ungroup button. So here you have the shape, this red button that says ungroup just deletes the shape, and then you can move all the marchers individually. If you changed your mind and you're like, oh, I really didn't want to do that, you can just undo it by clicking undo. Cool. I think that is all that I have for shapes. This is still pretty bare bones. They're like, if you notice with this wonky thing I created, like it doesn't always do the best job at distributing them like in a very smart way. And as some people have pointed out in GitHub, the path that the marchers will take to the next shape isn't always like smart or great. So that's something we need to figure out. But there is a way to change the order of marchers on shapes. And it's our next new feature, which is swapping marchers. This is with this button over here. You can do Shift S and it just swaps the marchers. If you can see that, we have I7, I6, Shift S, just swaps them. It only works with 2. And that actually was very simple to do at first. But what it was a little bit more complicated to do was if like marchers were part of different shapes like this, it takes a lot more logic to swap them, but you can swap where the marchers are on the shape. You can, if a marcher isn't on a shape, you can swap it in and out. That's going to be super useful, I bet. Yeah, pretty good. Another quick thing, you can change pages to subsets. If you have this checkbox over here, now it's page 4A. If it was in here, page 1, 2, 3, 4, page 4 turns into a subset. Now it's 3A. Yeah, that's pretty clear cut. Looking at some more things we have, timeline progress. Oh, yes, this was something that was added like just today. Now, if you look at the timeline down here, there's progress of like where you're going, because it was, I'll be honest, I was kind of confused a lot when I was writing drill with this thing, but it was like pretty confusing like where you were. So this now shows you progress towards where you're actually going. So yeah, awesome that is there. That like literally just happened. I think the field, here it is. The field properties is now its own modal. So you can like click something, do it, apply, and you can all like view it while this is happening. It's nice. Indoor fields, these are very bare bones. Indoor or custom grids is something else we're going to work on. I'd rather, instead of making a bunch of templates, for us to just figure out how to make your own. So that'll be way easier. If you have if you right now really need an indoor grid, you can reach out to me and I can make one for you. I've already done that for some people. But if you're so desperate that you need something for the indoor season and one of these doesn't work, just reach out to me and I can make one for you. Okay, next thing. Sorry, we're speeding through this. Let's create some more pages. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so let's say a good point someone brought up is sometimes you have sometimes you have your marchers in an area, but you're for example, if you made a fancy schmancy page 2 or something. I'm giving a bad example. Basically, you used to be able to or you still are able to just copy the marchers from the coordinates from the previous page to the current page. Here, if this is where the marchers are, I go here and I say set all to previous page. It copies them all to the previous page. But now you can do the other way where you can set it all to the next page. So let's say we create a line here. This is page 9. Let's go to page 8. Set all to next. It just sets the coordinates to the next page, which is pretty useful. Okay, trying to look. I'm just going through the change log. Now, oh, this is a big thing, huge thing. PDF exports now work not on the whole field, just on individual coordinate sheets. And they can do that in one of two ways. And hold on, I just want to make sure I'm not showing you something that is going to be private. Export. Okay, that should be good. Yeah, okay, we're good. I'm a professional YouTuber. Okay, so you can press export. Now it shows loading. Please wait. And let's say 0.0.5 demo.pdf. And when you do that, oh my gosh, I have to do this again. Desktop. Here we go. Perfect. When you do that and you go here, stop. It creates all of these files. Or it creates one large PDF file that you could, gosh dang it, that you can print out like this. There's some nice to haves on here too. We have the name of it in the top, the created at, and then like I think an OpenMarch, made with OpenMarch and the logo. So you could do this all in one big PDF file, or you could organize by section, export, there you go. Let's do the same thing, 0.0.5 demo. And instead of creating one PDF, it creates folders with each individual coordinate organized in folders by section. So currently we only have Barry Saxes, but it just has this. So I see two potential things for this. With this large PDF thing, if you were like running a Bandcamp or something, and you needed to just print out everything, you could do this super easily. And most system dialogues, I think, let you print in quarter pages. So I'm like taking a risk trying to do this right now, because I don't think I've ever tried it. Haha. Yeah. So like in Mac OS, you can just do that. You could even do like 6 pages per sheet or something. Eventually we're going to try and support this ourselves, but like this is just what it is right now. Oh, and there's even like a border and everything. Good job, Apple. Yeah, so you could do this if you really wanted quarter sheets. If you're doing a Bandcamp, if you just want your kids to like look at it on their phone, I know it's not as fancy as like a standalone app, but you could just send these to them. And they could be like, okay, I'm in the baritone, I'm a Barry Sax, and I am I2. And I think if the marcher has their name populated, then the marcher's name is in the file instead. So very big thanks to Trevor for figuring out all this file organization thing. And I am so glad we're not using Puppeteer anymore. I know none of you care, but it was just like, it was such a headache. And thank you, Claude, the Claude chatbot, for giving us this recommendation. Okay. I'm just giving more anything else that's like worth showing you. I've just been so grateful for the amount of people that have stepped up to like help out with things. Duck, as always, always have some amazing UI things. Ben, who I worked with at Surf, was doing some incredible things as far as like CI and CD stuff, continuous integration with like pre-commit hooks and just like code quality things. Trevor's been amazing. The social media team, Alexi and Ben, have been amazing. And it's just been it's been great having people to work with, and this not just being something that I'm just doing in my own isolation. Last thing I'll say, I think about the app, not like in general, is 14 minutes. Wow, I've really been going through this. You can now use your old files in this. So before, like, if you made a file in like 0.0.4 and you wanted to use like the 0.5 previews, it wouldn't work. Now it does, hopefully. So I tested it as much as I can, but one of you is going to figure out how to break it. Okay. Anything else? Pages, previous paths. This is all there. We have this. Music has not changed yet. I know everyone wants that to change. It will change. Okay. I think that's it. So I know. I think this is a lot that has changed. It has been a lot of hours that it has changed. If your specific feature that you wanted wasn't hit in this time, please, the best way to communicate a feature being wanted, besides the music and fields that I know, is to actually go into the GitHub. If you know what GitHub is, just go to github.com/OpenMarch. There's also a link for it on openmarch.com. Look at the issues. You know what? I'll show you how to do it right now. New window. So if you're here, you can go to openmarch.com, and there's this button that goes to the GitHub. If you've never seen GitHub before, it's just basically a thing for like collaborating on code. You don't need to like be like, oh my god, all languages and contributor, what does GPL3 mean? Don't worry about it. All you need to worry about is go into issues, and this is sort of where this is our to-do list. It's kind of organized. If you go to projects, there's like this, and there's a bunch of like things. It's like, oh, this is a bug, this is to do. If you're super interested, like you can deep dive into that. But if you're just like, I want like to be able to do touchpad navigation alternative. This is something that a bunch of people were talking about. If you like look at that, you're like, okay, I want something that's like touchpad. There it is. And then you look at that and you're like, this looks like something I really want. Click on a reaction and you're like, yes, I would like this. Reactions like that, or like comments as sort of like, this is how I think this might be a good thing, or this is what I'd want. While communicating that in the Discord, like definitely does something. The best way for me to like actually keep track of how many people want these things is through that. All of these things I will get to, but like eventually. But it just, in Discord, sometimes things just like people say something and I'm like, yeah, I'll make note of it. Like when people brought up some bugs, like the swapping marchers thing that someone brought up, I just immediately made that an issue, and it's actually fixed now. Once I merge into main, it'll fix. But yeah, like anything like that is super helpful. Of course, you don't have to. Just saying what's helpful to me. Okay. Last thing I will say is the best way to support this project, if you believe in what we're doing, is supporting on the Patreon. I know we don't really have much in terms of benefits or like member perks, but that's because we are focused on making like every minute I spend like thinking about what the Patreon perks are is like a minute that I'm not spending coding OpenMarch. So like it is totally like a time game as far as like we know how to do a lot of the things we need to do. It just takes a lot of time. So anything that you can contribute is awesome. It's very encouraging. It's super helpful. And it helps support like, any sort of future endeavors OpenMarch might want to go on. So yeah, I really appreciate all of the positivity. I appreciate all of the encouragement. And let me know what you think about 0.0.5. There'll be bugs that I don't know about, and that maybe I release it, and then on like day 2, it's like it erases everything like by accident. Like probably not, but I know there's bugs. We'll all survive. It's just banned. So yeah, with that, Happy New Year, and I will see you all in a month with hopefully some more new features.